of the DualShockers ShockCast. I'm David Rodriguez. This evening I am joined by Tony Polanco.
What's going on, people?
Ryan Meitzler.
Hello.
And Diana Laura.
Hello.
And George Jimenez.
I am not drunk.
So yeah, before we get into everything, Tony, you're going to start with the new releases, right?
Yeah, I would if I had the link.
I thought you had it.
Nope. Were you doing a repeat of last week?
Failcast.
Well, the thing is, I can't send you the link because I'm on my phone.
Okay.
So you're on your own.
All right, so why don't you tell us what we're doing? Diana, give us a little rundown of what we're doing here. We're doing something special. We're doing live stuff.
For the second time, yeah.
For the second time. But it's more special because Diana's here with us.
That's right, extra special.
All right, we'll do this. We got a lot of releases this week too. A lot of good stuff.
Really, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, because remember when we started this year, it was like, what came out this week? 2 games, literally 2 games.
That was a rough week.
Hey, there were 3 games that week, actually, not 2.
Ah, 3.
Okay, you maniacs, I got the list.
All right.
You have them? All right.
Yeah,
Because I can't send shit.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll do the new release.
Oh, you do it. You do it.
You guys seem you seem all lost and disheveled, but it's all good. So, for the week of February 23 to March 2nd, in the year of our Lord 2014, we have Castlevania: Lords of Shadow 2 for the Xbox 360, PS3, PC, and PlayStation Network. We have Thief for the PC, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS3, and PlayStation Network. Tales of Symphonia Chronicles, PS3 and PlayStation Network. Tales of Symphonia Chronicles Collector's Edition. Same thing. Pac-Man Museum, PlayStation Network, Xbox Game Store, PC. Magus for PS3 and PlayStation Network. Basement Crawl, PS4. Herc's Adventures, PS1 Classics on the PlayStation Network. Mahjong World Contest. I was excited too. Fractured Soul, PC. Resident Evil 4 Ultimate HD Edition, PC. And Professor Layton and the Azran Legacy on the 3DS.
Ooh.
What do you pick, George?
I'm going to go with the best Resident Evil 4 Ultimate HD Edition.
Are you going to play it again on PC?
PC?
On PC, it's the HD Edition.
It's
Nice.
Ultimate HD, by the way.
It's already very pretty.
Yeah, it is. Ryan?
Well, I've already bought Resident Evil 4 about 3 times now, so as much as I'd like to get it, I actually will probably go with Strider, because I've been hearing a lot of good things about that, so...
Well, wasn't that last week, though?
Oh, what's that?
That was last week.
That was last week.
Damn it, Ryan.
That game is so good, it crosses weeks, man.
I messed up. Yeah. Okay, then I'll just go with Resident Evil then, even though I don't need it because I already have it, but whatever.
All
It's
right.
good.
Tony?
Yeah, see, I want to say Resident Evil as well because that's clearly the best
Oh my
game.
God! Enough already, Jesus.
But
Unanimous.
yeah, for a new game, I'll go with Thief.
Oh, okay.
But Resident Evil's the best game on the list.
There's not a little bit of bias in that, though?
A little bit.
Since you played it already?
Yeah, a little bit. Well, I'm already playing Castlevania, but there's something about that. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Diana?
Was Tales of Symphonia on that list?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Then yes, that's what I will be getting, because that was a really, really great game.
Yeah, but would you actually play it again, though? Isn't it like 100 hours long, that game?
Well, you know what's actually funny is that I got pretty much to the end, and then broke up with my boyfriend, so I couldn't finish it.
Oh.
Womp womp.
Oh, man.
The wound was too deep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was his game, so, I was like, well, fuck this. I was like, I might as well get it myself, now that it's on the PlayStation.
There you go.
Opportunity, right?
I hope playing it doesn't like conjure up bad memories for you.
Oh my
hell
God.
No. That game is too awesome to like conjure up any bad memories.
Okay, good. We don't need that.
And disembodied voice, what are you picking?
Disembodied voice is going to pick. God, I don't fucking know. I guess I'll go with Thief. I trust Tony's opinion. Yeah, I mean, that's basically going to lead into the next thing we're going to talk about is, Tony, I'd like to hear your reactions. You just reviewed this game for DualShockers, right?
Yes, I did. Had to, hit embargo right on time, did that. Okay, now it's funny because last week we were talking about it, and you guys were saying how you didn't like it too much when you played it at the Square Enix events and stuff. So
not me.
Yeah,
I'm not sure who played it.
I played it at a couple events, and I was not a huge fan of it. And my main point was, I think there's so many mechanics going on that playing it for like 15 minutes to a half hour doesn't do the game justice. Because when you're there and you're at one of these like crazy press events where they're just like giving you free booze and there's just conversations left and right, and you guys like, all right, now sit down and play this really intense game where you're not supposed to get caught. And I'm like, okay, what do I do? Like there was too many things going on. I don't think that game showed well as far as like when it did its like rounds and like press and all these events. And then like I need that game for at least 2 to 3 hours before I can be like, all right, do I really like this game or is it crap? So that was my problem with kind of playing Thief was I didn't have enough time to kind of digest all the mechanics of the game because there's a lot going on there.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing though, and you're right. It took me about 2 hours to actually really get into the game because there's a lot. Every button does something. Every single thing. If you ever played a Metal Gear game, it's the same thing. It's like some buttons you have to hold and press. Like the same button will have different things, so it take a while. But the thing is, okay, I'm not a fan of first-person games. In general, I need something very special, like a BioShock or a Portal to get me into it. So, and this one was like, okay, so I'm doing parkour in first person. That didn't really work very well. Mirror's Edge. I don't know how it's gonna work.
No, hold on. It was amazing in Mirror's Edge, all right? You may continue now.
It was okay. It was okay in Mirror's Edge.
Is David presenting us with his fantastic pen and his ceiling here?
Yep.
I forgot my camera's on.
Ceiling vision.
Oops.
The camera's on. Playboy. Awesome. Oh man, so yeah, I was a little bit skeptical, but the thing is, I like stealth games, and it kind of worked in Deus Ex. So it was a little off in that, but in this one, the great thing is, okay, in most first-person games, what are you? You're essentially a floating weapon. I feel it's real disconnect with the characters. In this game, you always see the hands. You always see the feet. So, like, if I need to make a jump, I can look down. Hey, there's my feet. Make a perfect jump. My hands are always doing stuff. And you know how in, like, a lot of first-person games, when you go to pick up an item, the item just disappears off map, like, just completely off the world. In this one, you actually grab it, which is great. It's a little thing.
Next generation gaming right there.
Yeah.
you want to talk about next generation gaming. What I did enjoy about my time playing it like at press events was he can actually like wave candles off. So like when you hear a candle, he's like whoosh, and the candles go away. And that was the only memory I have from there. It's like I had such a bad experience playing it, and then I was like, I just took out all those candles in one whoosh.
It's like in Assassin's Creed when you go through and push people through the crowds.
Yeah,
like,
oh
my god!
Oh yeah.
It was a little subtle touch. I was like, okay, that's neat. I mean, like, I'll give the game a shot, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the game isn't perfect. It still has like sometimes like there's a wall you could clearly go up the wall, and I'm like, go up, go up, go up, and he's like, man, I don't feel like going up right now. I was like, dude, just go. It's right there. But I liked it. The story was a little whatever, but I enjoyed it. I actually felt like the character, which is something that's rare for me in a first-person game. It's just like I'm not the character at all. So I liked it. It was cool. We reported that there might be a sequel. They're working on it. Great, make a sequel and enhance those.
Yeah, but it's like very, very early talk. Like if it does well, maybe we'll do a sequel. So.
Yeah, so hopefully they do. So they can,
yeah.
So, and what their definition of doing well is.
Oh,
yeah. It obviously has to sell 10 million copies within the next 5 minutes to get a sequel.
The next 5 minutes.
Yeah, within the next 5 minutes.
Is it like Tomb Raider where they're like, oh, it only sold 6 million? Oh no, like
Oh, that's a flop.
Yeah, and remember, this is Square Enix too. There might be 7 million. This is crap now.
This is a failure. We need to just stop. Done.
Next thing you know, they're selling off Eidos Montreal, and just get rid of the assets.
Close the studio.
So Tony, I got a question about.
Like my memory of. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I got a question about Thief because it is a stealth game. So yeah. I preferred when I was playing Thief. I remember playing it and thinking, man, I really wish this was Dishonored. because I really like the stealth in Dishonored. Is the stealth maybe similar in that vein? Because I felt like Dishonored, when I was playing Dishonored, I'm like, oh, this is what Thief should be. And this is before I even got any hands-on with Thief. And then playing Thief, I was like, man, Thief should really be more like Dishonored.
Oh, see, I can't answer that because I've never played Dishonored.
Which is a shame, because I don't think anyone's played Dishonored. It's on so many people. We talk about.
I played it for 40 minutes and then I just
We talk
but
about
it is pretty good.
We talk about backlogs. I think Dishonored is on everyone's backlog.
Yeah.
Where it's just there's like, oh, I can't wait to get around to that game, and then other stuff comes out and it just gets lower and lower on that list.
Well, I mean, it's different
It's
in the fact
online,
that you can't possess like animals and stuff.
Well,
you know?
what I liked about Dishonored is it's a stealth game, yeah, but when you get caught, you don't get that sense of, oh fuck, I need to hit restart or like do this whole section over.
Yeah.
Every scenario where you're like, oh shit, I'm caught, you can kind of get out of that situation.
Well,
or
Dishonored, you can essentially play to every extreme. You can either not kill anybody, or you can just go through like a fucking
yeah.
badass.
So I kind of want to know like what on the stealth spectrum, where does it fall? Is it like hardcore stealth, where it's like no, you can't be caught, you asshole? Like,
yeah,
are we going Splinter Cell stealth here, or are they a little bit more like loose with this? Like
this is
like Metal Gear,
this is Splinter Cell level. Basically, there were points where when I would get caught, I'm like, just fuck it, just kill me now, because I can't get out of this. So yeah, you have to be really stealthy. I mean, you can kill guards with arrows and stuff, but go ahead, Diana.
No. I was like, you have to be stealthy. You're a thief. Yeah. So it's like Dishonored. I mean, they purposely gave you the choice between being aggressive and being sort of being like a thiefy thief. So and then
thiefy.
Yeah, I was just curious. I was just curious how deep,
it's real. It's a real word. I copyrighted it just this morning.
I love it.
And so it's like they actively gave you the choice. Like you could go in guns blazing, or you could go in quiet. So I mean, that's specifically with Dishonored. I would assume that with Thief, it's
Thief is no. You better stay hidden. You better, or you will get messed up. Yeah. And I usually don't like that. I usually prefer to have an option, but in this one, since the actual stealth was done really well, I didn't mind that too much. There was a lot of options how you could be sneaky. It's like, oh, there's an vent. Let me go through the vent. Maybe there's a guard there. One thing I gotta say that annoyed me. The fucking dogs, man. I didn't know how to shut them up. It's like, I can't sneak around because the dog will just sniff you out. And I like dogs in real life, not in video games. I hate dogs in video games.
You just want to snap their necks in video games.
Yeah.
I like my memory of Thief when we were at E3 was like that was towards the end of the week. So like I was already really dead tired and crazy sleepy. So like. And it didn't help that the PR person was dreadfully boring. Like they were just like
that never helps, yeah.
I feel like they were at the end of their week and they were just like, so this is Thief, and now we're gonna talk about things.
It's funny. It's funny to think that that's like maybe another important aspect of like game development is like, hey, how are we gonna show this game to people?
Yeah.
And that was a game that it didn't show well, which was which was weird. Because remember, at that same E3, we were being shown actual game. We saw actual gameplay of Thief, and we're like, yeah, he's sneaking around. I guess that's kind of neat. And then right after we saw like Saints Row 4, like you take a game like games like that. There's some games that just show well.
Yeah, I agree.
You don't have to have like an hour with it. Like you saw 5 minutes of Saints Row, you kind of had to just like, yeah, this is fucking fun. Thief is kind of like, all right, you really have to get your hands on it, and you have to sit with it for like 4 or 5 hours just to kind of just get a sense of what the game's about.
Dude, it's funny you mentioned that because I was doing a live stream of it.
They were presenting it for 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's super boring.
I did a live stream of it last night, and I'm like. Yeah, I did a live stream of it last night, and I was like, I better start killing guards just to give people something to look at, because I'm just running around and stuff. Yeah, so
wasn't that the whole
show well? Yeah.
Weren't they saying, like, when they were promoting the game, weren't they basically saying that it was a return to quote-unquote pure stealth? Because so many other stealth games had gone the route of including stealth and then also giving you the option to make it more action-oriented. Yeah,
more interesting.
I think that's the problem with pure stealth for these gamers today.
Well, think about what old.
That it gets tedious.
Well, let's think about like what old quote-unquote stealth was. It was you sit around, you memorize a guard pattern, and you think about should I knock him over the head or should I go past him? Oh, I get a better range if I do it than that. And if you get caught, it's fuck. Let me do it again.
Weren't they saying, like, when they were promoting the game, weren't they basically saying that it was... That is my echo. Pure stealth. Yeah. Because so many other stealth games had gone the route of...
You left us hanging. We're in suspense.
It says phone is being stupid. Uh-oh.
Well, don't worry.
George, you were talking.
I'll finish his thought. It's fine. He was going to mention something about Mirror's Edge at the very end of that thing.
No, that was my echo. I was listening to you, George.
Oh, yeah, because you were in a full statement, then you stopped, and we were just kind of listening and kind of left us hanging.
No, I finished them.
We lost you.
Yeah, we lost
you. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Jesus Christ. All right, sorry. Go ahead. George, go. Yeah, George, you were saying something.
So Mirror's Edge is okay.
How do we get to Mirror's Edge? Oh my god.
It always comes back to Mirror's Edge.
I don't even know how we got to that this time. I swear I didn't say anything.
So anyway, you wanted me to talk about these other two games, right?
Yeah, well, wait, you play Tomb Raider?
Yeah, Joel did a write-up, but yeah, I have been playing Tomb Raider.
Yeah, that was more so if he was here. But yeah, Strider, if you want to give like a,
Strider. Okay, now I was looking forward to Strider because I like those kind of games. But the thing is, I expected Strider to be like a, just a typical hack and slash game. Nope. This is Metroidvania, and I loved it for that. I forgot how much I love these kind of games. And it's kind of funny. I want to give a shout out to Rick Aguilar from Twinfinite. He said the perfect thing. He's like, so let me get this straight. One of the key features of Metroid games is that you have to reference the map. That's what Strider is too. You have to constantly look at the map to see where you could go and stuff because some things are not accessible. And it's just fun as shit, man. Like, I had to kind of write this fast because Capcom sent us the code the day it came out. But I was like, I don't want to stop playing. This is fucking awesome. I was having such a great time, man. Just Strider, he controls so well, and I like just finding all the little secrets and stuff. So that's a really good, really fun game. I loved it. If you like those kind of Metroidvania games, you got to check out Strider. I can't say enough of it. As a matter of fact, people actually thanked me for that review, and like, Tony, you convinced me to buy the game. I'm like, I guess I did a good job, didn't I?
Yeah, I saw. We played Strider at Comic-Con.
You better toot that horn.
But I think, me and Dave tried Strider at Comic-Con, and we were like, we were going nuts over that.
Tony, I love it when you recommend a game.
Oh man!
It does feel great when it does feel great when someone says like.
No, but I'm just picking on you. That's actually pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah. Okay, George, you go ahead. We're having
I'm sorry.
Strider Comic-Con.
I didn't want to interrupt the love fest. But we played at Comic-Con, and I thought it was great. Like, when you got to that first major boss, which is like that centipede dragon thing guy, I was like, oh, okay, shit just got real. All right, we're sticking to classic Strider. Okay, I can dig it.
Yeah, did you play any of the old ones?
Old ones, as in over 10 years ago, I probably played it. But I'm pretty sure if you put it back,
the arcades,
I'm pretty sure you put it back in my hands. I'm like, what is this bullshit? No, memorize maps. Why do I want to do that? I've got at least an hour to spare tonight. I can't be memorizing maps.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, for all the crap Capcom gets, you got to give them respect for like the revival games, Bionic Commando, DuckTales, and now Strider. They take the core mechanics that worked and polish them up for the modern age, and I think it's fantastic. I love it. Because some games, they just get an HD polish, and you play them, it's like, this kind of plays like shit. It doesn't play that well. But you play something like Strider, it's like, yeah, this is badass.
As long as they keep Mega Man out in the pasture, they're going to keep getting shit, Tony. It doesn't matter what they put out.
Yeah, that's true. But we don't need to worry about Mega Man. We got Mighty Number 9 coming.
Mighty Number 9, yeah.
Hey, Mega Man's going to be in Smash Brothers. Yeah. I'm okay with that. So.
Yeah, no, I've wanted that since I was a kid, so that was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, you wanted me to talk about. I can't really talk about Castlevania. I just started playing it. Okay, I'll just say this. I hated Castlevania Lords of Shadow, the first one. Hated it. I don't hate this one, but yeah, I'll save it for next week.
That is a ringing endorsement.
Strongly dislikes it.
I didn't hate it.
If that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Think about the way I got. Yeah, think about the way I gushed over Strider and the minimalist shit I said about Castlevania. It lets you know what I think about it.
Oh, boy.
Castlevania is a game.
Yes, it's a game.
that you play with the controller.
But Satan is in it. They got Satan. He's a busy guy, and they got fucking Satan in the show.
So what?
Hold on. Can I say this? When I was playing the first Castlevania and the final boss was Satan, I'm like, where the fuck did this guy come from? You didn't say anything about Satan in the entire game, and he just shows up. I'm like, what is this stupid? Oh. You're bringing it back, George. You're not in a good way. Oh.
All right, you guys ready to get into it now?
Yeah, let's do it. Do it.
What? Yeah,
All right.
Totally.
So the first question was, it was first posed by Tony within the staff. I figured it'd be good for the podcast, which is basically we've spent a lot of time talking about next gen games, the Wii U, the Xbox One, PS4, and I noticed that a lot of people are still referring to it as next gen. And I'm just curious, I want to get all your personal opinions, is how do you define, and this is Tony's question, I'll just give him credit for that first off.
Yay,
but how do you define next gen?
David, why don't you go first?
Jesus.
You had the simplest out of everyone I asked, you had the simplest fucking answer. So
I honestly wasn't trolling. I wasn't trying to troll, but I mean, next gen for me is, we have the gaming landscape is always evolving, and when we have a new system, that's the start of a new generation, because they always there's always new paradigms brought with them. So the next generation for me is Xbox One, PS4, and Wii U.
So you're going with the literal definition of
the literal definition, yeah.
Next gen is.
I mean, they obviously have advancements.
I'm going to steal Deputy Editor Yaris's answer and say it does something that the current generation cannot do, or provide me an experience the current generation cannot do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's when you're really getting into it, yeah.
Yeah, that's when you really get into it. Like, did I feel like that at launch? Like, anyone who bought a PS4 or an Xbox One were like, yeah, these games are good, but I'm not quite seeing next gen yet. Now, when Infamous Second Son comes out, or when Titanfall finally comes out, I think that's when you start having like, oh, okay, I get why I just spent $500 on this and why you spent $400 on that. Because we want these crazy experiences. Like you've seen those trailers have you seen those gameplay trailers for Second Son? It's insane.
George,
yeah.
I gotta ask you, George. When you're playing Titanfall, do you feel like you're playing quote unquote next gen?
When you actually sit down and play a match of Titanfall, it is like you're having a seizure. But when you kind of sit back and kind of like think about like what's happening under the hood, and like, hey, these are on dedicated servers on a console for the first time ever. That's insane. And then you think about the amount of crap that's going on screen, where it's like six guys over there, six robots. So now we have 12 things killing each other. Oh yeah, by the way, there's AI soldiers who are just kind of in the way that want to shoot you. And there's things going on in the maps. Like if you look at the gameplay demos I did, every once in a while I just kind of like look up at the sky. And you're in the middle of a war, so you're looking up and you're like, hey, that ship just shot that other ship down, and that ship is crashing over there. And that's just the weirdness that's just going on, and it changes as you're progressing in the map. And I'm like, I was playing. I was like, okay, I got it. I can't wait to get my hands on it.
I'm now officially in the next generation.
Yeah, like, and that was a good taste. Like I said, I think that beta did Titanfall a great service, as far as just telling people like, hey, don't freak out. We'll get to the cool stuff. Like, here you go. Like, here's a taste, and we know what we're doing. This isn't Call of Duty, son.
Oh man! Actually, I want to jump in because I want to piggyback. It
makes your eyes bleed.
I want to piggyback off the Titanfall.
Go for
the reason this started for me was because I was having a Twitter conversation with one of my fans, Damien. Shout out to you, buddy. Basically, he was asking like, do you think Titanfall is next gen? My answer was no, it's not next gen because it's on the 360.
Oh lord! Oh my God!
Because it goes.
So we're doing. So wait. You're counting. Yeah. So if it's cross-platform, wait, what are we doing? What's that term? Cross-gen, cross-platform.
Yeah, cross-platform.
Yeah, cross-platform.
Right? Whatever the fuck. Yeah.
I'm taking a little bit off of David's thing here, but yeah, if it's on the 360 and it's almost the same game, not visually.
But the thing is, we
haven't the hood.
The thing is, we haven't seen it yet, and we haven't seen it under hood.
Yeah.
And remember, the 360 is not doing dedicated servers because that's all this cloud. That's what all this cloud Xbox One bullshit's doing.
The cloud. Yeah.
So it's going to be people hosting matches. So,
yeah, but I mean, if it's still the same gameplay, you're still shooting up robots and AI, and there's shit going on in the sky.
So you're shooting robots.
Tony, remember? Yeah. Wait, remember when we saw Watch Dogs 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago? And then remember when the first footage came out for the PS3 version?
Yeah.
And how just in contrast it looked like shit compared to the PS4 and Xbox One version?
Yeah.
Like, would you not consider Assassin's Creed Black Flag next gen? Because when
I was going to bring that up too. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. And it's funny because this guy tried to call me out on it. He's like, okay, what about Tomb Raider? Is that next gen? I'm like, no, because
Tomb Raider's not next gen.
No. Black Flag, I don't consider that next gen because it's on other consoles. If it can't, this my definition.
I don't think it's a qualifier because clearly the generation before is getting an inferior version.
Yeah, but it's
like, okay. I'm pretty sure if Sony wanted to, they can put a really shitty version of Infamous Second Son on the PS3, but they chose not to. Maybe they took a smarter approach. It's like, no, why would we split the cost?
Okay, all right, Tony, go.
A shittier version though. If it's the exact same version, it just doesn't look pretty. Then it's the same thing. Then it's not next gen. Next gen to me is just, these next gen games are just the same game with a coat of polish. Things like The Division, that's next gen, and I'll explain why. They're doing things like under the hood that you can't do in other gen. Like, for example, you can shoot glass in specific points. You can't do that. You can have like actual model destruction and stuff. That kind of stuff is next gen.
Okay, but Tony, but yeah. So your point is that the Xbox One and PS4 do things that the PS3 and 360 can't. Essentially, that's what you're saying.
They can, but a lot of the games are not doing that. I'm not seeing anything. I'm like, okay, that can't be done on a system.
Well, let me ask you, but isn't Assassin's Creed 4 an example that George brought up? Isn't that a good example of where the next gen versions are doing things that its other versions can't?
Because remember, the next gen version of Assassin's Creed. They had dynamic weather. Random, just kind of here's a fucking cyclone out of nowhere, or hey, it's daytime. Here's just a random sun shower, or hey, even the grass has fucking shadows. It's like, all right, wow. It's like we can't do that on a current gen. Like,
but
I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters if a game's on multiple platforms, because clearly you can see the difference. Like anyone who's played the 360 version or the PS3 version of Black Flag and going in next gen, to be like, yeah, this game looks like fucking garbage, and like the load times are cut down. I don't think that. I don't think.
Yeah, that's
a solid point.
Every single thing you said, it's all visual. It's all visual. I'm not counting visuals for next gen. That's a little bit of the the frosting on the cake. To me, next gen, because every game looks pretty good nowadays. The games have been looking pretty good even since last gen.
Yeah, but
we need something more than visuals now.
But what's kind of like your outlier here as far as
so what's a non-visual attribute?
What's a non-visual? Are we talking about like quicker load times? Because that happened next gen.
That would be nice. No, let's say if you're able to blow up a building and all the pieces stay there, that's next gen, because you can't do that on last gen systems.
That's an engine thing, because Battlefield 4 does that on the next
gen.
That Battlefield 4 does it on next gen. It's in its current gen counterparts. They don't have those. The stuff will fade away over time. Debris disappears because that's just the limitations of that hardware. It'll stay on next gen, but according to you, that doesn't count. Because debris is visual. Last I checked, a building falling down, that's visual. I mean, if you're
there's a difference.
All right. Tony, go.
Basically, thank you, David. Basically, there's a difference between like texture stuff and like an actual polygon that's there that you can interact with. Understand? Like you have a big chunk of polygon, which is a building. That's different than just wind and storm and stuff. That's how I see it. That's just an extra fancy.
I honestly feel like you're splitting hairs, Tony.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a stretch, and I don't think we both know what we're talking about as far as like adapting game engines.
Then what the fuck are we doing?
That's what we do. That's what we speculate. That's why we do anything.
But my basic point is I need more than just visuals, because visuals have been good for the last like 5 years. That's not an outlier. It used to be back in the day, 8-bit to 16-bit. Yeah, that's fucking next gen. Now I'm not seeing it. I need something more gameplay wise.
That's a huge jump.
Tony, I would have agreed with you until June of last year when they showed The Division. Because if you saw the Division demo and they showed the individual bullet holes being made in the glass,
David,
the graphics
that's what I'm using as an example. You can't do that in last gen. Understand?
No, I know, but I'm saying like graphics-wise, graphics can still impress. I think they're still a major factor. Yeah.
It's just a personal thing. It's not a major factor.
Is bullet holes in a thing graphics anyway?
Well, there's different kind of graphics. There's like texture-y graphics and there's polygon graphics.
You are splitting hairs at this point.
That's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. There's a difference there.
Your bullet hole analogy is the same as my grass on shadows analogy. I'm just saying.
Maybe it is, but that's the way I see it. You know? But I you know what it is? I think we're kind of doing what happened a couple weeks ago. We're kind of agreeing, but from two different angles. Yeah. You know, I think that's what's happening again. But yeah, I kind of want to see more under the hood stuff. That's what next gen is. You know, and this guy was asking me like, "Oh, what about Striders? Not next gen?" No, that's not next gen. You know, Diana, you were saying something?
I kind of agree with you, Tony. Like, yeah, I kind of agree with you. I kind of see what you mean by that. Like, you know, yes, there's a huge difference between going from 6 to from 8 to 16.
Yeah.
And now that we're kind of in the vein of like where it's like minute little changes, you know, it's starting to get harder to tell the difference. But there's something to be said. Like, I don't know, the Tomb Raider on the PS3 to Tomb Raider on the PS4. I mean that's kind of a big thing. Like that was such a huge jump that like but I do get what you mean about like under the hood. Like it depends. It's how you make the processors work, how you make everything work together to make like this huge full experience.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm coming from. It's like this is why I don't consider Tomb Raider to be next gen. It's like, okay, can I do things like rip off a piece of my clothing and use it as a tourniquet, little things like that? You know, I'm not. It's the same exact mechanics. So I don't see how that's next gen. It just looks nicer. That's it. But
Ryan, you're laying low right now.
Yeah, Ryan, what's up, dude?
No, because no, I mean, basically, you guys have been arguing what I was going to say anyway. But anyway, I guess for me...
So whose side are you on?
I guess I'm more on the side of kind of the underhood stuff, of more seeing games that do more, like, I guess like what you said, like, about, like, things that you couldn't do in the previous gen. Because for me, this generation, like, I'm seeing a lot of, like, what happened with the 360. Like the 360 at first came out, and there were a lot of ports mostly. Like it was very, very few like games that were fully taking advantage of the game. Like when it first came out.
Gun. You guys remember Gun?
Yeah,
exactly. That game came out on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It came out on phones.
Yeah, you had like Gun. You had Quake 4. You had a bunch of games like that. And then a couple months after, you had Oblivion. You had Dead Rising later on. Because to me, like Dead Rising was like a next gen game because I hadn't seen a game capable of doing things like that, having like hundreds of zombies on screen and all that. Which is funny that Dead Rising 3 doesn't really interest me that much, but
Which is funny because I feel like a lot of people have that opinion on Dead Rising, but when you actually play it, you're like, dude, there are thousands of zombies on screen. But I think we're just kind of past zombies at this point. It's like, no, we've seen a lot of zombies, but no, but you've never actually seen thousands of zombies on screen.
Right.
And I don't think that just impresses anyone anymore. Maybe it's just because we're watching so many zombie movies where it's just kind of like, yeah.
The Last of Us kind of tapped that out. But,
yeah, it's like, it's great. That's
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but it's the same. I guess it's the same thing. It's like, now that we'll be getting Titanfall, now that we'll be getting Infamous Second Son, like now we'll see the games that are starting to actually take advantage of the next gen.
I was gonna kind of say that next, Ryan. It seems like because I'm getting the impression from everybody here that the next generation systems always seem to have kind of like this grace period where, like you said, a few ports come out, a few games come out that are for, the past gen platforms and the new platforms. And, then now, within the next couple of months, we're going to have, we're going to have Infamous, we're going to have The Division that's coming out, I think, in the holiday. All 792 pixels of Titanfall are coming out. So, it's going to...
Jorge just got jealous right now.
God.
But yeah, I see where everyone's coming from.
It's just because I have the Xbox One, I catch all the crap, right?
all those missing pixels that you don't have.
I know, seriously. My robot can't kill as good anymore because he's not in 5080p or whatever.
5080p.
Full 1080Q.
Yeah. I just bring it up like anyone if you have an opportunity to play Titanfall, play it, and then you'll kind of get with the hype because I think there's kind of this like weird negative connotation. Like people are kind of like scared of the fact that like how much people actually like Titanfall. Like there's
they hate the hype train.
Yeah, people are just like, no, fuck it can't be that good. It's like, no, it's okay to like something. It's totally fine. I think people get mad when like
and you have to love something or hate something. You can't be in the middle.
Yeah. I think people just get really freaked out when the press just like universally just.
Well, remember George, because since you love Titanfall, it means you've been paid off by EA.
Oh yeah,
and
they gave me an iPad. Hold on, this is that I got.
This Titanfall pad.
It came with my beta key. It was so weird.
Are you enjoying your Microsoft provided Xbox One?
Duh. As long as they keep signing the checks, I keep saying good things.
I wish I was paid off by a company. Just want to say that.
Oh, jeez. Tony, don't rely if they're watching.
I'm also open to other corporations, so like Popeyes, it's good. Coors Light here.
Nice.
Oh my God.
The best beverage for live podcasting is Coors Light.
Full 1080p a pleasure.
Oh.
That came out so wrong, dude.
Awesome.
So we've exhausted that topic then?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, please.
All right. So it's just going to be a stalemate between George and Tony.
How's it a stalemate?
It's
No
a
points.
stalemate where we both agree.
No points awarded. No, that's a draw then. You're both losers.
It's another argument that I'm in where we're both saying the same things, but we're just yelling at each other because we like the sound of our voices.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Fuck you, Tony. You're right. Well, you're right. Extra hard.
It's just a Hispanic people thing. That's all. We're too emotional. Yeah. That's what it is.
Tony's just more right.
The blood starts flowing. You can't control yourself.
All right, smooth this thing. God.
Yeah. So since we were talking about Titanfall, I think that's a good example of the next topic we're going to get into. But getting into the new generation of games, I definitely think that like a lot of the gamers that played during the 90s, obviously we've all grown up, and we expect I think a lot more from developers in terms of new IPs and new franchises. And my general question is just, what is the secret, or what, in your opinion, what do these developers need to do to establish these new franchises like Titanfall? Like, how are we going to see, are we going to keep seeing new IPs, and what do they have to do to make these things last long term? Like Titanfall seems like it's going to be around for a while.
I think.
Go ahead. I still got to mull it over.
I think they have to embrace the fact that people want new things. Like when we're thinking next generation, we're not thinking of a Halo 5. Like as much as people want like a Halo 5, or I was gonna say like another Infamous. It's like, hey, you know what? It would be great if we just had another like different IP. And you know what? Maybe Infamous is a bad example because it's kind of a new character. It's kind of like a fresh take on Infamous. But it's like, yeah, people expect something new. It's like, don't give us something that we know is going to be there. Like, we know there's going to be a Halo. We know there's probably going to be a Gears. We know that there's going to be... there's going to be another... What happened? We know there's going to be another fucking Killzone. Like, as much as we I think everyone is so against... Nobody wants Killzone, but we keep getting it, which is weird. And, like, we know we're getting a Metal Gear Solid 5, but I think everyone's waiting for, like, those big surprises like a Titanfall, or... damn it! I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Or like that free-to-play one by Capcom. What's it called? Deep Down.
Like a Last Guardian.
Deep Down. Like people are generally excited about that because hey, it's something new. And I think as long as developers see that's what the fans want, and like that's what gamers want. It's like, hey, as much as we love our established franchises, and we know they're there once they're good. It's like, hey, we know that like an Assassin's Creed game will probably maybe be good, and we know that a Killzone maybe probably go. We know that.
So no sequels.
Yeah, I mean like
no sequels.
Yeah, that's.
Like they should, take more stock into a new IP. Like if they get an opportunity to take a chance on a new game, because if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have an opportunity to play a game like Last of Us. Where I'm sure when someone brought that up in a pitch meeting, it's like, hey, we're gonna make a game with like these zombies, but they're not quite zombies. And I was like, wait, what kind of zombies? They're like plant zombies. And it's like, well, didn't they do that in a movie? It's like, well, yeah, it's gonna be like a Resident Evil in a sense that it's not gonna suck, but it also will have drama. And I'm like, I don't know, you can't really sell me.
Make you cry in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, like.
See, no, hold on, George,
I think there's some games that are just tough, or at least some ideas that are just tough sells. Where I think they should be more open to take a risk, or just more open to just like, hey, look, it's next generation, let's do something crazy. Like, I'm all for crazy. I'm
going to be really super cynical right now. This is what I imagine happening, right? Johnny Dog comes up. Okay, we want to make this game, this post-apocalyptic, and it's about humans struggling to survive after all the electricity goes
no, I know how that conversation ends. It's where's Uncharted?
Yeah, no. Like, this is how I see it ending. Like, they're like, okay, we're going to make this human drama game where it's about these humans surviving a post-apocalypse. I don't know about that. You have zombies? yeah, we could throw zombies in there, and that's how The Last of Us was made.
I feel like that. I
gotta be honest. The part
cynical look at like, and I think Last of Us has gotten enough praise where we can kind of make fun of it a little bit. Where it's like, Last of Us is gonna do okay.
It's true.
It's not the hater.
We all love the game. We all love the game.
Yeah, we all love the game. It's totally okay. We don't have to defend Last of Us. It's doing just fine on its own. Like, but yeah, it's a fucking zombie. It's a zombie game. Come on.
It's a zombie game. There's some drama. Okay,
it's got some drama. All right, I'll give you that. It's like a good episode of Walking Dead, and like some of the okay parts of Resident Evil. There you go. Done.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's gonna be kind of like last gen, where we didn't get to see all the big titles come out for another 2 years after everything launched. In 2007, that was pretty much the Cambrian explosion of that gen of video games. Everything came out. You had Assassin's Creed. You had BioShock.
Yeah, but the first Assassin's Creed was crap, just an FYI.
Yeah, no, but it started a franchise, understand?
Yeah.
And it was crap, I agree with you.
Yeah.
And you even had...
I don't even know if it's going to be 2 years, guys. I feel like...
You think we're going to get...
I feel like we're actually... I feel like it's going to be later, because, I mean, like, these later games on the PS3 are really fantastic. We've got some really great games.
I mean, at the end of a console's kind of life cycle, that's always when we get the best games. Because that's when the developer is most comfortable with the hardware. It's like, I know how to squeeze every bit of juice out of this system.
Yeah, no,
like you heard that when you played Last of Us. Your PlayStation sounded like it wanted to die.
Yeah,
it was dying on the inside with you as you were playing. But it was
it actually did kill my other PlayStation.
I cannot stream the rest of this level, dude.
My PS3. I'm trying to kill my PS3. This is what I was getting at. I think that's where we're going to start seeing new franchises are. We're going to keep seeing for the gen.
Okay, got it.
Not necessarily. The best ones are going to come at the end of the generation. Let's just be honest about that. But yeah, I expect, because right now all we're getting are ports, or we're getting are sequels. I think down, 2 years down the line, that's when we're starting to see new stuff, and that's what I'm waiting for. Because I don't need another Uncharted. I like Uncharted. I don't need another one. And Killzone, I never asked for Killzone. I don't need another one of those either.
But they keep giving it to you. So.
Yeah.
I never asked for this.
There's that one dude. There's that one dude who's always like, hey, I'd love some more Killzone, and then that the devs just love him so much. They just want to make
the game just has to sell enough. It's like a Dynasty Warriors game. It's like, as long as we sell 5,000 of these, we're gonna keep making them, because that's still a profit. Goddammit.
Sony wants their big shooter, and they keep trying to push Killzone as that, but everyone's like, no, it's
No, we wanted Resistance.
Well, now we have the Order.
The Order.
Yeah, it's like Shadowfall was my first and last Killzone experience. I'm never playing one of those again.
I remember playing the first one, yeah.
It was pretty.
Oh, Killzone.
Yeah, it was pretty. It didn't play pretty, I'll tell you that. Oh, God, don't get me started on that game.
There's an analogy in there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not smart enough to come up with one.
Killzone is like death.
Whoa.
Nah, death could be pleasurable.
Oh my lord! All right.
He's an Xbox. He's an Xbox. I don't even own a fucking Xbox. Anyway, go ahead, David.
Yeah, we're gonna get into some news now.
Actually,
what do we have here? Oh yeah, so yes.
We got a comment.
Who do we piss off?
What next gen is?
Click this site for blah blah blah.
George Rodriguez or
Jorge
Alejandro Rodriguez.
Oh, you finally got my comment? I literally put that up like 10 minutes ago. You didn't see it yet?
Awesome.
That's not you. Get out of here. It's like, what do you understand? What do you need for next gen? If you understand next gen as a game that runs the next generation of consoles, arguably is now the current gen. It's a next gen game because it runs on Xbox One. If you understand next gen as a new generation of video games with better graphics and mechanics that needs more processing power because of their complexity, well, I would say it doesn't exist for the moment as a single next-gen game. In the end, who cares? It's a game. Is the game fun or not? That's the most important question.
Damn, a commenter said that shit? That's fucking awesome.
I don't think that's
a commenter said that.
Wow,
that was a little bit too coherent and too concise to be a
Hey,
comment.
don't shortchange our fans, dude. We have some smart people out there. Don't say that
Commenter
shit.
wins.
That was awesome.
Well done, commenter.
And I agree with him.
We got a ringer here.
Jorge versus Tony, commenter wins.
Yeah.
Basically, but I kind of agree with him. It's like, oh, if you're looking for this stuff, you don't have it yet. Yeah, I don't think we have a next gen game yet. That's just
well, think about it. I think this is going to be a very long console cycle.
Yeah,
considering just considering the cost of everything, it's like I don't think Microsoft and Sony can afford to be like, let's keep these systems up for like 3 or 4 years and then we'll move on to something. No, dude, this costs you billions. We're gonna stick with this. We're gonna stretch this out even longer than the last generation.
I agree with you, damn it.
I agree.
They agreed.
But I hate you even more.
They agreed.
I'm somehow more mad at Tony.
At the end of the day, it's supposed to be a fun game. That's all that matters.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's easy. It's easy. It's funner to argue.
It doesn't make it for a good show. We'd be here for 12 minutes, you know.
Yeah, when does that simply take the high road on the ShockCast, please? But thank you, George Alejandro Rodriguez.
He's like a marriage of you and Jorge.
Yeah, you guys are.
It's our son from the future.
I bet he's adorable and heavily bearded.
He's a handsome lad. All right, let's see what we got going on here. So Doom 4 is still a thing, except now it's being branded as just Doom, so looks like it's being rebooted. And Bethesda was kind of slick. They slipped in a Doom beta key code with they will slip it in with copies of Wolfenstein: The New Order.
Oh right, that game's coming out, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Because I was thinking the other day, like, man, I really want to play with BJ Bukowski again in Wolfenstein.
That is a tough game. I'll be honest, that's a tough game. When I pick up a first-person shooter, you know, it's always the same framework, and I master them right away. But that one was pretty fucking hard when I played it. I don't know if it was just the exhaustion and the heat in the room there at E3, but yeah, that was a difficult game. But more Doom. Yeah, I don't know. Doom is one of those games.
Great, Doom.
Yes, yeah. No, that's what I was gonna say. Doom is one of those games. Like the first one did it for me. Like that's all I need in my life.
Yeah, I mean, Dave, I agree with you. The first Doom and Doom 2, you know, that's all you need. You don't need anything besides that.
After the initial Doom just became that game you used to like benchmark your PC.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that was it. It was like, oh, you can run Doom? That shit is crazy, dude. Because remember, it was basically just showcasing that engine. Like, I thought the gameplay, at least in the newer Dooms, was just kind of secondary to, look how pretty this game is. Basically an advertisement for, you should probably buy this engine. You know, you should license this engine when you're making your game. Look at these shadows. Look how crazy these shadows are. But, yeah, Doom, yeah, sure, why not? I mean, I probably won't be able to run it on any PC I can afford, so whatever.
Oh, yeah, it'll probably make mine explode if I try to play it online.
Are people going to buy it? I mean,
I think people are still into that old, like, hardcore, just, you know, that circle strafe shooting. If something's coming at you, backpedal, you turn to the right. Circle around it, shoot it for 20 minutes. Yeah, people still do that.
If they are, in fact, rebooting it, it will get them some attention. If they go as far to say, hey, we're remaking the first Doom, we're going to put all the original levels and monsters with brand new graphics,
that'd be fun.
That would probably set off like a shitstorm, a positive shitstorm, but yeah.
HD remake. Let's get that.
Yeah.
I would play that. I would too, man.
A space marine in hell is a simple enough concept for me to sell. It's like, oh, dude, you're a marine, but in space, and you go to hell. Just fine, let's do it.
Let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, sorry. Let me say this first. The Xbox One is getting a price drop in Europe, and the inevitable Titanfall Bundle was announced, which we also coming a mile away.
Don't know what you mean by that. They've never launched a console with a big release ever.
Never, ever.
Never. There was never a Halo or a Call of Duty or.
Call of Duty.
Mutter.
So it's going to be £399. Normally it sells for £429.99.
But that's that's the price for that particular bundle, though, right? That's the price. It's not like it's not a universally sanctioned. All Xbox Ones are free now, like nothing like that.
That's quite an extreme, George.
Like it wasn't like Nintendo DS like 6 months later, like, hey, guess what, guys? We're shaving $50 off the price because nobody bought this. Please buy one. We need you to buy one.
So in other words, they're just trying to kind of my cat. So they're just trying to not force you, but sort of incentive, like give you an incentive to buy the Xbox, and also at the same time get Titanfall.
And this Titanfall is a hell of an incentive, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Diana, remember, we're on camera right now. People like to see cats. Just going if the cat goes on screen, put the cat on screen. People like seeing that.
But they always do. They always do these weird promotions in Europe, though. Was it the Xbox One or the PS4 that got free copies of FIFA in Europe?
Xbox One.
It was Xbox One. So they're always doing these kind of weird. Yeah, right. They're always doing these kind of weird promotions in Europe. It's almost like people just don't want to buy consoles. Does that mean, like, if I go to like their equivalent of Best Buy, does that mean that like I'm gonna see a display for the Xbox One and then a display for the Xbox One with Titanfall, and one is gonna say 400 and 400 pounds, and one is gonna say 350 pounds. Well, I think one is for Amazon. I think they're trying to drive people to a certain retailer at this point. Like I think there's something they've worked out with Amazon, because that's why I asked if this is like a universal thing. Like, is everyone going to sell this same console? Because it's like, why would I buy the Xbox One with nothing when I can get the $60 game included for $50 cheaper off the console?
Yeah, I think that's what they're trying to do. Yeah,
that's the best kind of math. But I think that's an Amazon exclusive thing, right? At least for as far as we know.
So. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That would be weird. Like, and I can imagine their Best Buy equivalent, like, "Hey, what the fuck? How come we don't get this?" And it's like, well, we'll buy a billion of these things. We'll hook you up.
What would they call it? Jolly Good Buy or something instead of Best?
Oh my god! You should ask Yaris next time we talk to him. Yaris would know. The next Gears of War will quote-unquote take time to reignite the franchise, and they're pretty much saying...
Okay.
Wow. That came from the soul right there. So they're confident about Black Tusk developing the new Gears of War, and they're trying to get back to the roots of the franchise, apparently. So this thing is not coming out for 2 years, I think.
Why announce it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure Black Tusk will do a fantastic job, because I mean, People Can Fly did the last Gears game, which I thought was a great game. It was a completely unnecessary game.
Yeah.
But that's another franchise. If I don't see another Gears game for like 3 or 4 years, I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because remember, at some point that was a game we saw every fucking year. What was that?
But why? Like, it's not gonna come out now. Like, why?
I don't need the announcement either. Yeah.
Like 5 years. Like, why? It's like, it's just this industry.
They're pulling Square Enix. Here's the game. It's not gonna come out till 10.
Please be excited.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I like the Square Enix approach, where it's like, look, we're making this, so we're just gonna tell you we're making it, and like, all right, fine, I can live with that.
Look, I know Kingdom Hearts 3 isn't coming out for like 5 years, but I'm excited for it. So.
I'll play the shit out of it, but I'm just whatever.
But you don't even know what the game is gonna be like. So what are you excited? I mean,
it's gonna be a cover-based shooter where you shoot ugly dudes.
And you have a chainsaw on your gun, by the way.
There's three. That's a 5.
Do you have to add that? Because before you say that, it just sounds like any other fucking third-person shooter with aliens.
It eventually started the whole third-person cover-based shooter avalanche. I mean, they took the idea from Killswitch, which is a fantastic.
Thank you for mentioning.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Killswitch.
Okay, Killswitch not only did the cover-based shooting right, it did the like blind fire thing. Amazing.
Yeah.
Killswitch is basically like the Bill Finger, if anyone gets that reference.
Yeah, that's
amazing. All right, okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay. I was worried it was going to be silence after that.
Basically, Killswitch died alone, penniless, and super young, and unappreciated of any of his contribution to video games.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a great book about Bill Finger. I think it's called it's Bill Finger the Boy Wonder. It just came out. It's really good if you want to know like the origins of like the Batman that you know and love and how he came to be and his look and the Batcave and Alfred and all that shit. Read that book and you'll be like, oh, yeah, it was a monster.
Yeah, right. Oh man.
But, what were we talking about again? Video games?
I don't know. Right. I just love that we compared Bill Finger to Killswitch.
This is the first thing I thought of. So everyone brings up Gears of War, and I'm like, but Killswitch though. All right, what else we got going on? Let's see. Oh yeah, Seth Rogen is developing a console wars film.
Yeah.
Which is going. It's a
Not
film.
The console wars you think of though.
Yeah, the console wars back in our day.
Dreamcast and PlayStation 2. No.
Console wars. I don't even like that statement.
I fought for the wrong side in that war. Let me tell you.
Did you?
I was on the Dreamcast. I was front line on Dreamcast, and we were like, "That is a nuclear missile they're shooting at us. We don't stand a chance."
That was a good system, though. Probably one of the best launch lineups ever.
Oh, I had myself muted, dude. I had the 32X. I had the Sega CD. I had the Sega Saturn.
Oh yeah, same here. I followed him to hell. I was disappointed every time.
I
was like, "You'll get it right this time," and they got it right with Dreamcast.
Yeah.
And people were like, "No, you've burnt." The rest of the industry was like, "You've burned me so many times. Fuck you, Sega."
Jorge went down with the ship.
I did.
So did I, my friend. So did I. I thought I was gonna stop playing video games. Like Sega's dead. What the fuck am I gonna play now? I was on that level, man. I was nuts. But,
this guy broke the 32X. I can't.
It's great.
That was rough, by the way.
It was rough. Some really interesting games, but it was fucking.
I got the 32X in Caldor for $20. Feel old.
Oh, man.
Feel old.
Yes.
No, that is so.
Caldor.
Look at that. That reference was so old that like launched Deanna into like the Stone Age.
Yeah, she's on dial-up right now.
Outdoor, man.
1996.
She's topping it by doing like I'm logging on a net zero.
I'm having a conversation with a couple friends of mine and like.
Wait, what's going on now?
You lost her. There you go.
Wait, I'm back. I'm right here.
Okay.
Diana, we're on Hangouts, not GeoCities. Come on.
GeoCities, right? My network is experiencing difficulties. Oh no.
She is on dial-up. We really did knock her into dial-up.
I was an angel.
Yeah, you mentioned Cal. That's what happened.
She's logging back into AOL, guys. You have to give her time. So.
Oh man.
Am I fine now?
Yeah.
No. No. So wait, what console are we talking about?
No.
Yeah, we're talking about the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, right?
Super Nintendo versus Sega Genesis. It's going to be a movie that takes place behind the scenes with the two companies duking it out.
That's awesome.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
And look, God bless him, but I'd rather he be working on that than Uncharted. So, by all means, do the console wars movie.
Seth Rogen as Nathan Drake.
Oh God! Stop it! Oh, yeah, just a little note. I had no idea.
Killing 50 guys, like.
I had no idea that Tom Hardy is Sam Fisher. I had no idea.
Oh yeah.
We'd be a year late to the party.
Yeah,
I'm so late to that. I knew they were making the movie. I had no idea that they casted him. Yeah.
Is this the last year's news podcast or?
It has to be. I had no idea. And the thing is, I can't picture him as Sam Fisher.
He's an actor.
An actor, yeah.
Oh.
God.
Oh man.
Diana, you're still kind of lagging. Yeah, no, but I also can't picture him as Mad Max, so whatever.
Yeah,
That's worse. That's worse. All right, a couple more bits of news here. The PS4 sold nearly 400,000 units in 2 days in Japan. So, if you're a staunch PS4 fan, there's a little bit for your EP right there.
Does that seem like a low number?
It's
Japan. Like a million? I mean, did I think a million in the States or something?
No, but it's Japan. Remember, smaller country.
Oh yeah,
I think.
You say the stores are smaller, so you just can't cram as many people in.
Dude, the island is smaller. It's not as many people.
The way I see it is 400,000 is a big number regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy said the stores are smaller.
Oh my God.
I don't know what that means.
It's a smaller country, dude. Less population. I'm talking about population.
I don't know. You would think it's a Sony. Sony. They're brand loyal. They're patriotic. I was like, I figure everyone would just buy a fucking PlayStation.
Yeah, well, they don't buy a Wii U, so.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And the WWE Network came out yesterday.
Yeah, I wrote about that.
Good luck trying to use it. Oh, and Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts 3 news is coming soon, so that's an announcement of an announcement.
Speaking of Square Enix.
Oh yeah, Metal Gear. Don't forget about that.
Well, it's $10 less.
$10 less for the next thing. So people can play. I'm not paying $40 for this shit.
Yeah.
Pay $30 now.
$10 less, so you can get the day one DLC that'll come out with the digital.
Oh God, no.
All right, that's pretty much it for episode 163. Diana, what are you playing this week?
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, can't hear us.
Yeah, we can hear you.
What
are you playing this week?
Yeah, I know. I can hear you guys on time. What am I playing this week? Well, I just finished the DLC for The Last of Us, which was great.
No spoilers.
I think I'm gonna. I just downloaded. Yeah, I just downloaded Remember Me off of PlayStation Plus, so I think I'm gonna hit that up.
I'm hearing good things about it.
But I'm contemplating getting Tales of Symphonia. So I've got a lot of decisions to make, and I need to cancel my pre-order for South Park: Stick of Truth because I bought it originally for the Xbox like 2 years ago, and now I'm switching to PlayStation since I have not used my Xbox in like forever, and I'd rather just not go back. I'd just rather not go back.
All right. Ryan?
I finished replaying Season 1 of The Walking Dead, and I also...
How much did you cry?
About the same amount that I cried last time I played it, so, but no, it was good. I played that. I played the first episode of the second season of Walking Dead, and I think that was it. It was just replaying that, especially since I think the new episode's coming out in like a week or two, so...
Is that on the Vita yet?
The second season? I don't think so.
Yeah, I know it's on iOS because I saw it on the App Store.
It's not on Vita yet, I think. I think they're still waiting for that.
And The Wolf Among Us is not on Vita yet either, right?
Yeah.
I don't think so, no.
Yeah.
They're usually slow on Vita releases. They usually don't come until like a couple months after the episodes are released.
Tony?
I am playing Castlevania, and that's all I'll say about that.
Poor guy. You know
yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
I can't tell.
That's another franchise where it's like, yeah, I loved it back in the day, but now it's like I'm surprised it's still even coming out.
I think they just don't know what to do with it. Like, I think the handheld versions of Castlevania are fine because they're doing the typical Metroidvania, Castlevania. How do we refer to Castlevania in the past sense? Like, Castlevania's like a Castlevania game, right?
Castlevania is a Castlevania game.
Yeah, I think this whole kind of, I don't think they don't know what to do with the franchise as far as on the, the household consoles. It's like, oh, make it like God of War. It's like, well, no, that's not what people liked about Castlevania. They like the exploration.
The problem is they're trying to make it like God of War. They're trying to make it like Splinter Cell. They're trying to make it like Shadow Colossus. Pick a fucking genre.
Yeah, you can clearly see that they kind of went through like a checklist and like, well, what's popular now instead of like, let's try to make a really good Castlevania game.
Why is Dracula having to sneak around? I don't get it. I'll stop.
Damn.
There's stealth in the game. I'm like, I'm Dracula. Let's fucking kill something. Why am I skulking? I'll stop.
Tony, you got some deep-seated issues right there with Castlevania.
Yeah.
Don't get me started. That's serious? That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
All right, George, put your indie snob beard on and tell us what you're playing this week.
Would you like that? I can do my indie snob beard. Give me 1 second, guys.
Mine too.
You know what? I'll
look, Ryan has it. And for the people who are just listening, Ryan now has a blonde beard.
Can't quite get my beard.
George has a beard and monocle. No monocles.
I can do a monocle.
Monocle. There we go.
All right, do the monocle.
And just to top that off,
Diana now has a monocle.
And to top that off,
and Ryan has a crown because he's just such a badass.
And to top that off, I'll do it in Venice.
Would you like some Grey Poupon with your papers, please?
He's hanging out with Giuseppe right now.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm actually
what the new indie game is.
We all have beards now. Fuck that.
I finished playing Jazz Punk. Great indie game. It's like about 2 hours long. It's maybe the dumbest game I've played all year, but insanely fun. Best part about it, it's like 4 or 5. You're a spy of sorts. And you have to, you cover these objectives in this open world. So it's like, hey, we need you to break into the Russian consulate. How are you going to do that? Well, I'm going to literally touch the clock and move it up to 12 so everyone goes on lunch. Just kind of random bullshit like that, which is really neat. Yeah, when you play, it's a really dumb game because you can turn people into like crocodiles and you fly cars and. It's fun. I like it. If you want like a silly game, Jazzpunk is the way to go. And also got my review copy of Fable Anniversary Edition on the Xbox. Fable. So I can't wait to play it because I was actually a big fan of the first Fable. I think the first Fable is probably like the best Fable. Yeah. So that's right.
Was it the best Fable because it's the most original?
It's perfect.
It was the best Fable. Mainly because I was totally okay with their stupid. This is the game that started that stupid morality thing.
Yeah.
Like just the binary system of like, hey, do you want to kick this puppy or do you not want to kick this puppy?
No, but didn't like Mass Effect do it way before that, and everybody was like so not like impressed when Fable came around afterwards?
Nah, honey.
Am I?
Because remember, this is a remake of the Xbox original.
Yeah, Fable's on. Oh, was that? There we go.
No, but I think Mass
Effect. You just lost your indie beard, honey.
No. I
am serious. You lose that mustache.
No, but are you sure? But I'm pretty sure
Mass Effect came out on 360.
Yeah.
It was never on original Xbox. Fable was on original
Fable
Xbox.
was like 04.
Yeah.
And Mass Effect was 07.
I'm getting my games mixed up because something came out before Fable.
Evidently, my dear.
When I finally got to play Fable when it came out, I was just not impressed anymore. Anyway, fuck you guys. I still like my beard.
Yeah, you gotta go. Yeah, the evil mustache and stuff.
Yes,
I'm touching my mustache.
You just lost your indie cred. And.
Aww. Did you disappear? What? What just happened with you? Oh.
I'm so sad. I'm so sad that you made that statement. I lost my.
It just fell off his face.
Well, you know what it is. You guys started all using beards now, so now it stopped becoming indie.
So you guys gave George alopecia. Congratulations.
It wasn't cool anymore when everyone was doing it.
All right.
Ryan.
So. Oh yeah, fuck Ryan. I'm sorry, Ryan. You're barely talking, so I forget you're here.
Poor guy.
What's up?
What are you playing this week?
Oh, I said Walking Dead before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did say it. Wait, so why are we saying Ryan?
Because Ryan has been talking. I
always forget.
I am going to be reviewing Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. I'm just waiting for my review copy to come in, but other than that, yeah, just Walking Dead. So.
Oh.
All right. Well, that's what you're playing. Tony, what are you playing?
I said it. Castlevania.
Oh yeah, I said it. Okay, wow. I'm forgetting all you people.
Are you on a loop? What is wrong with this?
Yeah.
I think David had like a short-term memory loss and just.
It's on a delay.
Diana, what are you playing now? What?
Yeah, then what are you playing? No, I'm kidding.
What are you playing now? David, I just talked about it 5 seconds ago.
David, what are you playing?
What the fuck am I playing? Final Fantasy 11. That's about it. Lately.
God.
I don't have time for much of anything else. Why do you hate it so much, man?
I don't hate it. I just don't like
Move on,
it.
David Rodriguez, the future father of our future kid.
I forgot about that.
Move on. It's okay.
Is Square Enix
come out?
I can't move on.
Are they gonna make announcements about announcements for the game coming up anytime soon?
God,
no.
Announcement.
Thank God.
Dude, I mean, like, you've got a PC. At least, like, play another game or something.
Walking Dead, yo.
Yes.
I played The Walking Dead already.
Nah, son.
He's
about them chocobos and level 3 red mages and shit.
He wants to be a puppet master, man. Like,
how about no?
You're missing.
I like Final Fantasy.
What? Wait, what?
I said you're like, fuck you guys, I like Final Fantasy.
It's fine.
Exactly.
Why do you like Final Fantasy 11? Let's move on, man. Move on.
What is that? What is that even? What? No, I'm not going to move on.
You can move on.
Dude, the game is not even recognizable. compared to its 2005 version, man.
That means nothing.
It's completely different.
Okay.
All right.
All kinds of different chocobos now and shit.
Guys, they released a black chocobo pack. This is insane.
Actually, they have a black chocobo in the game, George.
Sorry, I missed that up.
Yeah.
I can make a joke, but I'll stop. I can make a joke, but I'll stop.
Why has it got to be black though? No, okay.
Keeping a real chocobo.
If you have game recommendations for David Rodriguez, you can shoot your emails to David at
Look, I have games on deck. I'm playing 11 right now. That's all.
All right, fine.
I do have games that are there. Like I have Dust Force and some other shit that
I believe you.
play.
That's fine.
Yeah, right. Just send it
You
to
don't believe me.
That's cool.
You guys said.
You don't believe me.
God.
Sorry. All right, we're gonna end this.
Yes.
All right, yeah. I was joined this evening by Diana Laura,
Have a good night.
Ryan Leitzler,
Goodbye, everyone.
Tony Polanco,
See you later.
and George Jimenez.
Apparently, games that come out on multiple consoles don't count.
You motherfucker.
I do have
That's
one.
why I let George get the last word.
I love it.
I do have an actual bit. On the site, I interviewed the developer for Treachery and Beatdown City, Sean Alexander Allen. He's a super cool guy. Check out the interview. We talk about like really dumb. He gives us, you get a really good idea of what it's like to develop an indie game with like a very tiny team. He makes a game with his wife and like a buddy of his who's a programmer. Really cool game, and I also got to ask him like really dumb questions at the end of it, so you get to find out what his favorite TV show is and his side in the console war. And he's very PlayStation, and he got into a good reason as to why he's on the PlayStation side of things as far as being a developer is. And there's some good insider talk there. So if you want to skip and go all the way to the last 5-10 minutes of it, you should do that. It's good. It's good conversation. Check it out.
No, don't skip. Watch the whole thing.
Yeah, you should watch the whole thing. Maybe like the first 3 minutes you could skip because it's really me just talking, and I you do that all the time. But yeah, cool guy, and like I said, if you're at all interested in seeing what it's like to make a game on your own, then going from using $60 game maker to an indie game and to an actual engine, good interview. So check it out, and also click on our Thief stuff on the site.
Yeah, we got a
Oh god! And there's also a Thief review and a Strider review.
Yeah, click on all the ads. Look at all the reviews.
Yeah.
Tony did a really good review for Thief.
Who was that?
Some guy.
Some guy. Yeah.
This guy.
You should look at it because
it.
someone commented, said that the ad on our site looks like that Garrett is like literally just trying to like threaten you to play the game. He's just like.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right, Tony, get us out of here.
Dude, do it.
All right, David, just close it out like normal.
Yeah, we're done already.
Yeah,
All right,
go.
That's it. You all say goodbye.
I need another
We're
beer.
done.
Get out of here.
Bye, guys.
I need to
Bye-bye.
drink till I can't feel.